When we're thinking about 360-degree feedback reporting, there are two considerations typically. What's going to be most useful for the individual and what's going to be most useful for the broader organisation. And as with many of these things, the solution we tend to find is different for different organisations. So, for example, in a retail environment where store managers are going through a 360 and they're very time pressured, working in a very fast-paced environment, they want to have access to typically a punchy, snappy report that hits them straight between the eyes and gives them a clear sense of their development focus. Perhaps in a professional services environment, maybe in an accountancy or a banking context, where managers are much more used to seeing lots of data and detail, it's more relevant to provide them with a fuller report where you've got that granularity and that depth of detail. The second part, as I mentioned, is having a look from an organisation perspective. And here's where you can really start leveraging the data to ensure that you're targeting and tailoring your learning and development offering to the specific requirements of the organisation and teams within the organisation. And we do this by looking at aggregate data, and we can pick out group trends for development areas and strengths that in turn impact as I said, the broader L&D offering. The kind of information we're looking to give managers is really clearly identifying their development needs, clearly identifying their strengths. It's useful to highlight any blind spots, so thinking about hidden strengths, so where as a manager you may rate yourself lower than your peers and line manager and direct reports, and conversely any blind spots, so where you're rating yourself a little bit higher than everyone else. So again, to really help you with the perception gaps.